Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. I'm sorry, it's been almost a year. But in today's video, I am going to be giving you some tips on how to prepare for massage therapy school. I got this question a lot, at least 10 good messages. So hopefully all of these tips are going to be helpful. My very first tip will be to learn some basic anatomy. Now, I am not expecting you to learn every single bone and every single muscle in the human body before your very first day of school. That is not what I'm saying, and that is not necessary. However, I do think that there is some benefit in knowing and learning some basic anatomy so that you can feel more comfortable. I would start with being able to identify the most popular bones within the body, like your radius, your ulna, your femur, and I will try to familiarize myself with parts within each bone. So each bone has ridges and different foramens and pieces in there that you will want to know and learn because those are attachment points for muscles. So I would start with just some basic anatomy. You don't have to go overboard. There is a ton of anatomy apps that you can actually download on your phone for free, and they come with quizzes and very amazing pictures, and you can kind of download one picture and say, okay, so this is your femur, for example, and this is the head of the femur. This piece is like, this region is called something else, and then you can start to name and get more familiar with bones and regular anatomy. So that will be my number one tip for sure. The reason why I would start with bony landmarks instead of muscles right away is because understanding the bony landmark will be the foundation of understanding where each muscle starts and where this muscle ends. And that will allow you to actually learn your musculature a lot easier and way more efficiently when it's time to do so. If you want to start with some muscle anatomy because you feel more comfortable that way, totally fine. I will start with the back muscles because they tend to be a little bit more easier to identify because of their shape, instead of starting with something like your arms or your legs, because things can get a little bit more confusing and complicated. But either way, I think that you will be fine to learn some basic anatomy just before your first day of school. If you're wondering about how to start to learn anatomy, don't you worry, I got you. If you like more tangible stuff, you like to read through things by paper, you want to touch the things that you're learning because you're more kinesthetic learner, I would say the Trail Guide to the Body is such an amazing resource. This one you can find online. Basically, it's a bunch of flashcards. It's huge. Basically has all of the basic anatomy as part of it. Every single muscle, every single attachment, organ, innervation, nerve supply, like the whole shebang. Honestly, it's such a great investment. You will not regret this. It saved me so much time. It's insane. Another thing that was super useful for me was an anatomy atlas. This one has also saved me a lot. You can see some of the anatomy as part of this book. It's just beautiful. Now, disclaimer, this is like real anatomy, like from cadavers, so calm down. These are not like pretty pictures like the other ones, but basically it allows you to identify every single part within a muscle or a structure. You can see the pictures and it allows you to identify a lot easier, a lot quicker. But overall, an anatomy atlas is a must. Even if your school doesn't ask for it, I would say 10 out of 10 will recommend, and it's important to have. I will link some of these things down below if you're interested, but honestly, what's most important is that you find the option that works for you. And that takes me to my second point, and that is be able to identify what type of learning you are. Are you a kinesthetic learner? Are you a visual learner? Are you an auditory learner? And really understand that before you go into school, because that will save you a ton of time. Your learning is going to become so much more efficient once you know which way you learn best. When I was in school for massage therapy, I realized that I am a very auditory but also a visual learner. So I'm kind of like a combination of those two things together, and as school started to develop, I became a little bit more kinesthetic. But I was actually really good at anatomy when I printed a picture of a particular structure, a muscle, a bone, whatever it was, and I started to write down the name of the structure. It just made it ingrained in my brain and it allowed me to learn so much quicker. But it took a little bit of time for me to figure out that that was the best way for me to learn. So if you're able to actually learn that in advance, it will save you a ton of time. It will make your learning so much more efficient. Third tip would be to get familiarized with the massage therapy world. And this is where social media really comes in super handy. So what I want you to do is grab your phone and go on Instagram, go on YouTube, go on Facebook. It does not matter. Whatever you use that, and I'm sure there is an RMT or there is a massage therapist that is talking about massage therapy. Go ahead and try to connect with them. Follow them on Instagram. Look at their website. What are they doing? Where is their specialty? Really familiarize with what are the different types of massage therapy that there are out there, because there isn't just one type of massage therapy. The most common way in which people see massage therapy is as luxury relaxing treatments, but as you have learned from this channel, that is not the only way in which massage therapy can exist. Within massage therapy, there is such a plethora of sub niches that you might be interested in, and you may have no idea that they actually exist. For example, there is massage therapy within the context of sports and rehabilitation. There is infant massage. There is massage therapy within the context of cancer care and lymphedema. Massage therapy doesn't necessarily have to be pure relaxation, although that is a valid and important component of what we do within our field, but it is not the end-all be-all, and that's something that I definitely want you to know for you. So a couple of options that I got for you to get more familiar with the massage therapy world is podcasts. There's also a Facebook group. There are people just having RMT or massage therapy accounts that are public on Instagram that you can also follow. Maybe send them a message, ask them questions if you're interested. My Instagram is always available. It's right here. Message me, talk to me, let's be friends. And honestly, I always respond. So if you have any questions, make sure to send them my way. I might even create a video just for you, babe. So yes, I'm gonna leave a bunch of information in the description down below, so make sure that you go there and you check it out. And also like and subscribe, please. Thanks. You know, I had to put it out there because, you know, the YouTube algorithm. My next tip would be to understand what you can't and cannot do within the context of massage therapy in your state, country, or province. And this is like super specific, but there is a reason why I'm telling you this. I practice in Ontario, and if I was to go to BC, there are things that I can do in Ontario that I can actually not do in BC. In Ontario, I am able to do acupuncture and I am able to do cupping. However, if I am to practice in British Columbia, I will not be able to do either of those things. So it's important that you are aware of what courses you're able to take, and if you are interested in a very specific niche within massage therapy, you want to know whether or not you can actually practice that specific technique within the state or province that you live in. And to circle back to my last few points, I really want you to sit down and think, what kind of therapist do you want to be? I have encountered many therapists along the way, some of them that I have mentored or people that have texted me and they feel kind of lost, they don't know what to do. The beauty of this profession is that there is so many niches to actually pick and choose from. So allow yourself the opportunity to really explore and to think about which niches or which path within the massage therapy world would you maybe be interested in following. Would you be interested in having your own practice? Would you want to work within the sports medicine team? Would you like to learn about cancer care and to give support to cancer patients? All of those type of questions really are important in allowing you to shape who do you want to become, and it will actually make it a lot easier to pay attention to certain things within school, because then you'll know, this is my path. This is the area that I want to be in. You may find out as the program progresses that there are areas that you thought that you were diehard, that that's exactly where you were going to land, and then you hate them. And that is totally okay. And I want to give you permission. Not that you needed my permission, of course, but I want you to feel like it's totally okay to change your mind, and you can then pivot to a different area. and you don't need to know everything from the beginning. Allow yourself the grace to learn and fail and rework things and change your path as you need to, because you're allowed to do that. There is no one way to be a good therapist. You can be a good therapist in many different ways, despite all of the ego fights that could exist within our own profession, which, yeah, you know, that could be its own video. But I want you to know that every form of massage therapy, every niche within massage therapy is important, it is valuable, and you can fit in anywhere you want. And if anything, create your own box, create your own niche, empower yourself to know that if you don't like how things have been done so far within the massage therapy world, you can make them better. And last but not least, relax. And I don't say this in a bad way. I understand your nerves. I understand, you know, being worried, not knowing what this new chapter of your life is going to be like. But I want you to know, even though it was harder than what I was expecting, it is not impossible. It is totally doable. It is totally manageable, and you got this. So please remember that you are strong, you are capable, you are resilient, and I am so happy to have you here. Bye.